You guys, if you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, you need to. It's the easiest way to make a podcast with everything you need all in one place. Anchor has tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. When hosting on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and more. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And best of all, Anchor is totally free. Download the Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Hello, and welcome to Mimesis, the podcast about all the twisty ways that art and life imitate each other. And I'm laughing because we have just now learned that Sandra cannot do the opening to the show.
Nope, not at all. Maybe one day, but today is not that day.
The words just did not come. Bless her
No.
heart, she tried so many times. But we're here. Yay! And
Yay.
this one, Sandy's taking the helm today.
I
Yay!
am. Yes. We got some Julia and Julie, or is it Julie and Julia?
I think it's Julie and Julia.
Julie and Julia.
Yes, we're going to talk about, you're going to talk about the movie and the women behind the scenes and the whole debacle that happened there. And I'm pretty excited. I have very strong feelings about this topic as an author.
Yes. I figured you would, and that's why I wanted to do it.
I'm going to try to be respectful, but...
And I have some strong feelings because I'm a chef, and this is like what I love to do. And
yeah. So we have all that to come. But before we get to that, this is kind of a bittersweet episode.
No.
I know. Up until this point, the first 5 episodes, 4 and a mini-sode, we have been recording together live here in Florida, which has been wonderful. But tomorrow, my beautiful niece is heading back to the Mitten to be with her family.
I have to go back to the reality.
I know, back to reality. What song is that from? Back to that. Okay, I can't sing anything more than that or we'll get sued.
Back to reality.
You have to cut all that out, man. We're going to get sued.
No, we won't. We'll be good.
Anyways, she's going back home tomorrow and I'm going to miss her terribly, but that does not mean you are going to get any less content from us because we have it all set up so we can record from Michigan and Florida and keep the content rolling.
Yep.
That's right.
I'm not looking forward to going. I shouldn't say I'm looking forward to going home, but at the same time, I'm going to miss you extremely.
Yes, I'm going to miss you too. But we have started something amazing here, and I'm very excited to continue to work on this with you.
Yes, we've got some great content coming up.
We do. We have some awesome things coming up. Speaking of which, there's a couple things we would like to from all of you about content. If you have any topic ideas for the show you would like us to cover, anything about art imitating life or life imitating art,
books, movies, TV shows, anything.
Songs, anything at all, you can email them to us at
mimesispodcast.com.
At gmail.com. mimesispodcast@gmail.com. There we go.
Okay, so I have been stuck on the website all day trying to work on that, and that is mimesispodcast.com.
That's right. That's where that's stuck in your head, but it is up.
It's up and live.
It's beautiful. It's got a lot of growing to do as we get more content. But there's a gorgeous picture of my niece on there on her wedding day.
There's a gorgeous picture of you on there.
Yeah, that's my author photo. That's me being all professional. But yours is on your wedding day, and you got a cute little bottle of wine and a little straw, and you just look so happy. I love that.
I was happy that day.
You were. That was a beautiful wedding. So if you get a chance, check it out. Maybe send us an email and let us know what you think about it. Let's see. Oh, I am working on something for us as well. I am working on getting our Patreon page up. We are hoping to have additional content that people can get there, maybe some stickers, some different merchandise, all sorts of things. And the point of the Patreon is to get new equipment and things to benefit the podcast.
Make it help us grow.
Exactly. Help us grow. Help us keep bringing you guys content because I love doing this.
I'm having a blast doing this.
Exactly. And we want to continue to do this. So we'll get that up soon. And you can help support our podcast, and we will thank you with our undying love and affection
Yes.
and maybe some stickers.
And we'll keep the content coming.
Lots of content, all of the content. All right, I think that's all I had in the way of news.
Okay, so I should
Are-
probably get
Are you
ready
ready?
to tell
oh,
you.
Oh, I should crack my knuckles and get ready for this because I have so
Get
many.
comfy.
Oh yeah.
Okay, my notes are all over the place because I literally could not keep one train of thought because it's so much info.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Just hit it. Let's skip all over the place and let's just dig in.
I know. Okay, so this is based on 2 real things, and that's why it was hard to be like, well, I don't know where to talk about what.
Okay.
Okay, so the movie.
Which I have not seen. So I know the situation. I have not seen the movie.
Yeah. So the movie, there's one actress that I am so excited that was in this, and that's Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep is amazing.
She was Julia, and she did amazing. There's a side-by-side YouTube video of her playing Julia and Julia Childs, and she nailed it.
Frame by frame.
Almost frame by frame. Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
amazing.
Like
I don't
little
think there's any
mannerisms.
role. I don't think there's any role she couldn't play. Like
No.
Meryl Streep could be Batman and be the best Batman you've ever seen.
Can we have that?
I don't know. Did you ever see the video of her? I think it was at one of the Academy Awards where Emily Blunt and Anne Hathaway were presenting, and they kind of did like a little bit where they were slipping into their roles from The Devil Wears Prada.
Okay.
And Meryl Streep was in the very front row, and they were joking back and forth where they were like, "Did you bring her latte?" "No, I forgot. I thought you did." And they're, trying to laugh it off. And then the camera cuts to Meryl Streep, and you see like 1 second she was smiling, and then the next second, in like a blink, she was in character.
Oh my
She
goodness.
had that stern look. She was looking up at them from under her brow. It was chef's kiss amazing.
I did not see that.
I'm telling you, she's the best. I love her.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So she plays Julia, and Stanley Tucci plays her husband, Paul. And let me tell you, on screen, those two playing those characters, they were so in love, and they like literally chef's kiss.
They made the movie.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna need to watch this.
Yes.
I love Stanley Tucci. This is the second Stanley Tucci project that we've talked about.
I didn't know this until I started watching The Lovely Bones and realized that he was George Harvey.
Yep, he sure was. This is the second. Your next topic, will it also involve Stanley Tucci?
I haven't decided what my next topic is yet. Maybe I'll make that happen.
Maybe go to his IBMD page.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
IMBD.
Yes.
Go on there and just scour his work. Maybe you'll find our next topic on there.
Probably. So I'm trying to, like I said, my notes are all over the place.
That's okay. So are our brains. So is our thought pattern.
Okay. So Julia's real life, obviously she was married to Paul, and she was an American cookie.
She was an American cookie. That's a sweet thing to call somebody, I think. You're an American cookie.
Yeah. I forgot what I was going.
I don't know. She was an English chef, American cook.
What was she American cook.
Was she American? I thought she was British.
No, she's American.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. She lived in Paris for a long time. So Paul worked for the government, and they got stationed over in Paris. And that's where Julia Childs fell in love with French cooking.
Okay.
And then she went to Le Cordon Bleu and became their first female student.
Wow. What year did she attend? Do you have any idea?
1950.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's when women were still supposed to be home, raising the babies.
Yeah.
Having dinner on the table.
Yes. Women were expected to cook, but not cook professionally.
Interesting.
And that's why I have a problem. I mean, I am grateful because now I have a profession that I love doing.
It's still very much a man's world in the kitchen.
Very much. It's still very masculine, and we kind of need to
We need to change that. We need to have a Me Too movement for kitchens across the country.
Yes, please.
Yeah. But you gotta, I don't mean to say this like in any kind of harsh way, but you gotta be a tough broad to work in the kitchen.
Oh yeah,
Because
you
people are
have to
barking
have tough
orders
skin.
at you, and you gotta, wow.
Tough skin. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot
And
that
it's
happens.
not just the knives and forks. You got to worry about other people stabbing you in the back.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, bless your
Okay.
heart that you do it. I have a job where I just deal with the imaginary people that live in my head. So, you know,
I love those imaginary people. I love your books.
I was going to say, I really hope people that are listening to this know that I'm an author. Otherwise, I just
Yeah.
made it sound like I
Yeah.
professionally
Yeah,
have
you're crazy.
schizophrenia.
Okay. So she is recognized for bringing French cuisine to American public with her debut cookbook, Mastering the Art of French Cooking.
Amazing. Do we know what year that was released?
No.
Okay, that's okay.
And her subsequent television programs, the notable of which The French Chef was premiered in 1963.
Wow.
So
how did we go from the school? Was her cookbook such a success that she got the TV show, or?
yes, that's how the TV show came along. She went from the school to meeting two friends. They were Simone Beck and Louisette, I'm going to butcher this, Betherell in 1951. And then they founded, again, I don't speak French.
It's okay.
I can say French cooking words, but I can't.
If anybody else speaks French and wants to send us an email of the proper way to say these things, we are open to learning.
Yes. So École des Trois Gourmands.
École des Trois. Is that right? No,
which is the school of three hearty eaters.
Okay.
And they together wrote the Mastering the Art of French Cooking.
And then that was such a success that it opened up a whole bunch of doors for them?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Because of her personality. She was this 6'2" woman.
I did not realize she was that tall.
She was so tall.
6'2".
6'2".
How tall was her husband? Do we know? Was he?
I mean, in the movie, they portrayed him as short. I don't know if in real life that if he's shorter or taller than her.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. I think he was shorter because they made a comment in the movie about how her sister was really tall too, and they both were dating and got married to shorter men.
That's glorious. And I love that the men weren't at all intimidated by that. They were like, I'll climb that mountain.
Like they were so in love, and it was so precious. Like they actually got that right in the movie and in their real life. Like they were so in love, and he pushed her to be the best her that she could possibly be.
I love that. I love that so much. And you know what? I've heard that from other people. Like I didn't read about it too much in the movie because I wanted all of this to be fresh to me.
Yeah.
But what I did read about it, people said that the relationship between them made the entire film. Yeah. That it's just so sweet. Yeah. It makes me want to watch it. I'm not usually like a romance movie kind of girl. I'm more like my superheroes and blowing stuff up and snarky dialogue.
But this is really good because it's like, it's kind of like a biography.
Yeah.
But has the comedic aspects to it.
I will definitely check this out.
Yeah.
I will stop marathoning serial killer documentaries. I will watch this.
You should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The look she just gave me. It was like an intervention. You should. Seriously. We're all
take a break. We're all worried about you.
We're all scared for you.
It's getting a little dark in here. I had to lighten it up. The last few we've done are.
No. And again, I'm getting off topic, but we were talking today about more topics for the show, and one of them I suggested. She's like, "Really? Another serial killer?" All right, I'll look for something else.
Okay, so each episode of the cooking show, she ended with bon appetit.
Oh, and you know what? I can hear her voice in my head when you said that
Uh-huh.
because it goes up at the end.
Yeah.
That very
Bon appetit.
yes. Oh,
There was 206 episodes.
wow.
Yeah. She was the original celebrity chef. The original. She like paved the way for like all of my favorite chefs.
She was the OG.
Yeah, like Anthony Bourdain and Bobby Flay, Rachel Ray. I mean, I can go on and on and on. Like I fangirl over some of these people.
Yes, yes, I know you do. I know you do. Oh my gosh, that's so cool that she. It all started with her.
Yeah, all started with her.
Now, did she have a good viewership?
Oh yeah.
People were tuning in left and right.
Yes, like there was one lady that I found the quote of, if you were having a hard day, you could really trust that Julia would pick it up and make it brighter.
Oh,
Yeah.
Now, was this still in the 1950s?
No, this was like in the 60s.
Okay, but it's
When her
still a
show.
time that like
Yeah.
women having dinner on the table was very big.
Yes.
So having a show that women could get fresh recipes
Yeah.
from.
French recipes.
French
French
Ooh.
recipes.
Oh,
She
was
brought the French cooking
bringing
to the
those-
Americans.
She was bringing the passion of Paris
Yes.
into their homes. That was a
Yes.
horrible French accent. I am so sorry for anybody with any ears.
So Powell, Julia,
Mm.
Julie.
Mhm. Let's talk about her. Mhm.
Okay, so Julie in the movie, in real life, created this blog. She did it because she had started a book and
Writing or reading?
writing
Okay.
and never finished it. So she was really mad at her job. And so she said,
Was writing her job?
no, her job was working at a call center.
Okay. All right. So she hated her job.
In the movie, it was call center for the towers falling. It was like insurance call center, I think it was.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a dire job. Okay.
Yes, and Amy Adams,
who I love, by the way.
I love her too.
She's so good.
I can't wait for Disenchanted to come out.
Oh my gosh. Enchanted was
my favorite.
It was so good. It was so good. She was
wedding.
so adorable in that movie. But then you watch her in other things like Sharp Objects, where it's the other side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Give her a few years, I believe she will be right up there with Meryl Streep.
Oh yeah.
Because she's again somebody that can play any role.
Yes.
Yes.
I agree. And Enchanted had my wedding song in it. So
aww.
I love that one.
It's so cute.
Yeah. So she played Julie Powell. And she was a lot nicer in the movie than what she is in real life.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
Yeah.
That's what I heard too. Interviewers that interviewed Julie and Amy Adams were like, Amy's wonderful.
Yeah.
Julie's over there. Like, they couldn't say anything nice about her.
Yeah. She just wanted this for the fame. That's all like it sounds like, and what kind of came across in Julie Powell's. It started as a book.
Okay.
Or it started as her blog, turned into a book, turned into a movie. So she was really just wanting the fame from this.
Now, when she was doing the blogs, was she giving links to Julia Child's websites?
I don't know. I don't think she was, because I don't think she gave any credit to Julia.
She just said, I'm doing the recipes from this cookbook.
Yeah. So she wanted to do 524 recipes in Child's cookbook in 365 days, a challenge she describes on her popular blog, which made her a published author. So those who disliked Powell felt she lacked respect for Julia Childs.
For a good reason.
Yes, because she...
How did she present the recipes that she was doing? Did she give the recipe? Did she show the finished product?
No, she never showed any pictures. She never said how they turned out. It was literally, I'm gonna make this, and then said she made it. Like in the movie, they kind of showed Amy as Julie, making these recipes and that they didn't turn out. And then she like made little comments about it. I don't know if those were like actual scripts of like taken right from her blog of what she did.
They
like
probably were if she was associated with the movie at all.
Yeah.
But what were the scripts?
Like one of them, like the aspic, that was the terrible week because I didn't do it right, which aspic is horrible to work with. It can be fun.
What is it?
That's so long ago. That's like going way back to the culinary school days.
I don't even know what it is. I love when you use big cooking words and I'm like, spatula. I know that word.
I remember that time you took my knife and never gave it back.
Listen, you leave an item at my house for that long and it becomes mine.
I was asking you for it because I was still in culinary school when I left it here.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. I zoned out.
I know, you're going to keep it forever.
It's mine now. It's mine now. Possession is 9/10 of the law.
I've been out of culinary school for like 12 years now. So yeah, it's yours.
And I moved across the country with it. The knife is mine. Let it go. Her husband once tried to take the knife from my house for her. And listen, her husband, how tall is Scott?
6'5".
He's 6'5". I'm 5 foot tall. I went up to her and gave her the death glare of all death glares and was like, don't you let don't you let your husband leave this house with that knife. I was prepared to tackle him like a little garden gnome with rabies. Like
garden gnome with rabies?
It was going to take me a while to bring that mountain down, but I would do it.
What do you call him? Shrek. Yeah.
There was one time, we're so off topic, in our house in Michigan before we moved down here, I had rolls of paper towel on this. We had cabinets above our washer and dryer, and there was paper towel on the second shelf of the cabinet, and he was standing behind me, and I was climbing up onto my dryer to get the paper towel, and he just reached over my head and went, "Get down, you're embarrassing yourself." Thank you.
Yeah, Scott tells me all the time that the only reason why he married me was for the pictures, because of the height difference. Because the pictures would look funny.
That's fantastic.
Okay, so back on topic. Where did we leave off?
I don't know. We were talking about a product that is really hard to work with. I don't know what it is.
Aspic.
Wait, you don't know what it is? Is it like sugar? Is it flour?
No, it's not sugar. It's a preserving agent.
Okay.
So how we used it was we would create a dish, and previously in restaurants, they would put that dish and then you have to be like, I want this dish or I want that dish. Like they would put it on display. And so like as their special for the week.
Okay.
And so to keep that plate of food looking good, they would dip it in the aspic, make it look edible, but it's not edible, and it would last for the entire week and then you throw it away.
Okay.
So it's a preserving agent.
That's probably not allowed much anymore, is it?
Oh yeah.
Is it? People still do this?
I don't know if anybody does. I mean, we had to learn in culinary school how to do it.
There was way back when I went to like nail school, there was stuff that you learned there that you never ever used, but
yeah. Like, I mean, I've never used it in like my day-to-day working in restaurants ever.
What else could you preserve with it? Like,
well, I don't know. No bodies. No bodies. It doesn't keep it that fresh.
Fine.
Okay, so she made the aspic, and that is where she would not give any like feedback of how anything was going with her cooking.
So literally she was just writing. Now, before I go into how badly she was riding Julia Child's coattails and not even giving the OG any credit, how far apart was this? Like Julia Child's, it was like 1950, 1960. When is Julie doing all this?
In 2000, I think it was.
Okay,
2001.
so like a long time had passed. What year did Julia Childs died?
2004.
Okay. So this was before she passed.
Yes. They actually did meet.
Oh, to
in
be
person.
a fly on the wall. How'd that go?
I have a direct quote from Julia Child's publisher.
Oh, so like they met?
Yeah.
And her publisher had to speak out afterwards? Like Julia was like...
It was her editor. Yes.
So her editor had to speak for her because Julia was like, I'm out. Drop the mic.
I don't know, but this is like what I wrote.
I am ready for this.
Child was reported to have been unimpressed with Powell's blog, believing her determination to cook every recipe and mastering the art of French cooking in a year to be a stunt.
Oh, it was.
And Judith Jones said in an interview.
That's the publisher?
The publisher.
Okay.
Or the editor. Sorry.
Okay.
Editor. Flinging around 4-letter words, curse words.
Like fucking shit and the things that I punctuate my sentences with.
When cooking is not attractive.
Okay.
To me or Julia.
Oh.
She did not want to endorse it. What came through on the blog was somebody who was doing it almost for the sake of a stunt. She would never really describe the end results, how delicious it was, and what she learned. Julia didn't like what she called the filmsies. She didn't suffer fools, if you know what I mean. I don't know what that little bit means, but...
Oh. So she was like, no, this...
She knew.
Julia was not impressed.
No.
She thought she was vulgar. She thought that this was just a stunt.
Yeah.
But I get it because, okay, as an author, if somebody decided they were going to spend, 6 weeks or however, and they were going to read each one of my books, but they were just like, I read this Stacey Rourke book, drop. I read this Stacey Rourke book, drop. And like didn't tag me, didn't say what they thought of it, what they liked, what they didn't like. They seriously were like a robot about it, just turning it out and maybe like,
Well, it's also like if somebody were to take your books and turn them into fan fiction.
Yeah.
That's
I have
not
thoughts
okay.
about that because there are some very successful series that are exactly that. I'm not naming any names, but they have been turned into successful series and they were based on fan fiction.
And they got turned into movies. That's going to be another one that we're going to go off on an unpopular opinion because we both have some very strong opinions on that one.
Exactly. Fan fiction should not be... No.
But that's what it almost...
For it. I think chat boards, groups, things like that. If you love those characters so much that you want to write these stories, go for it. But respect.
Do not publish it.
Don't publish it. This is an author's characters. We put so much energy into it, just like a chef. You put so many ingredients into it. And just, with creating a character, there's so many ingredients that go into it. And to steal that.
Yeah. And it is so easy to steal recipes.
Oh, absolutely.
So easy. Like
it has to happen all the time.
It does. It happens all the time. All the time. I think it is, you have to tweak 20% to make it your own.
That's not much.
And you don't get in trouble for it.
How do you, I'm stammering over this, but like books are copyrighted.
Yeah.
Do you copyright recipes or what is the process there?
Well, if you have your recipe published, that's why you have to change like 20% of it and then it's not theirs anymore.
So it's just like when you borrow lyrics from a song for something, you can only use so much of it and you have to credit it.
Yeah.
Now, with that, if you change 20%, you don't have to credit the original.
No, because it's yours.
Oh, man. That's not much. That's
like
tweaking 2 ingredients.
There are limited ingredients. Not limited, but like to make scrambled eggs. There's literally 2 ingredients tops that you need to make some scrambled eggs. So how do you like go about saying, I'm going to make a recipe for scrambled eggs? You can't.
Yeah.
Like, so there are some exceptions to the rules because there are only limited ingredients in certain items.
That makes sense. It's like when a piece of literature has been out for hundreds of years and it's oh my gosh, I'm blanking on it. What's it called when anybody can use it because the copyright has expired? Oh my gosh.
The copyright's expired?
No. Public domain. It becomes public domain.
Yes. Yeah.
It's kind of like that. Scrambled eggs are public domain. There's
Yeah.
only so many ways you can make that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But Julie,
But see, that's
she's
also
doing fan fiction cooking.
Yes, but that's where she wrote a blog about it, which it's a little more. I don't know
The
how
blog
to.
almost seems better to me than the book and the movie deal that came from it.
Yeah.
The book and the movie deal that burns my butt a whole
Yeah.
lot. The blog, I look at that as like people that want to review books or movies. You know, you could do that, but
Yeah.
once you're trying to make it a lucrative thing for yourself,
Yeah.
you're stealing
But
somebody else's work.
She needed to give her more credit. She really
Oh,
needed to post
absolutely.
pictures of what she cooked. She really needed to do a lot of stuff.
Posting a picture of Julia's and Julie's recipes
Yes.
side by side to see how it turned out. That would have been a
Yeah.
great thing to do.
Yeah, for sure.
And simple.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very easy to post pictures to a
Yes.
blog. So the book was called Julie and Julia 365 Days, 524 Recipes, One Tiny Apartment Kitchen, published in 2005. So it came after Julia's death. The book did.
And was it just like her blog turned into a book, or
I don't know.
okay. We have not given her any additional funding by purchasing this ripoff of somebody else's work.
No.
I'm totally okay with that. I'm totally on board.
Yeah.
That's good. If anybody knows what that book looks like inside, keep it to yourself because we don't need to know. Instead, we can look up Julia Child's actual
master
cookbook. Now, have you read that cookbook?
I have a copy of it. Yes. Yes.
You do.
Yes.
Have you cooked some of the recipes in it?
I've cooked the beef bourguignon.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like a beef stew and red wine, Burgundy. Yeah.
I'm going to nod like I know what any of that meant. Yes.
I know.
Those are all words that you said.
You know what beef stew is.
I do know what beef stew is.
Instead of beef, you're going to use a little bit of beef stock, but you're going to add more red wine to it.
Okay. A little for the pan, a little for me.
That's exactly how Julia Childs was.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yes.
She did that?
She always poured herself a glass of wine. Mm-hmm.
Oh, so she liked a little sippy sip.
Yes, very much so.
I might be kindred spirits with her and not even know it.
Yes.
No, I don't like wine. We're not kindred
so
spirits.
The movie came out in 2009. So Julia never got to see the movie.
I think that's probably for the best. I don't think she would have been thrilled about it. Although she probably would have liked Meryl Streep's performance.
Yes. Yes. I think that it would have brought her back to the love that she had for being in Paris and with her husband and everything.
In the movie, did it show the two of them meeting, or was that not in the movie either?
With Paul, her husband?
No. When Julie and Julia met, was that in the movie?
No, it was the editor called to have Julie make her something. And they set this thing up and she was going to make the beef bourguignon. And like it was 10 o'clock at night. And she was like, I'm not coming over. I'm old and it's raining. So no. And then like, I think a few scenes later, it shows her getting a phone call of Julia doesn't like you. And so she literally almost stopped doing this. Like she had said previously that she wanted to do this because she could not finish anything. She started writing the book, couldn't finish it. So she wanted to do something, give herself a goal and accomplish this. And she did. She did make it to the 365 days. She did make all the recipes, but she almost stopped because getting that phone call of Julia's not impressed.
See, now that makes me you're giving me confusing feelings because she was lost and she found a goal and she achieved it.
Yes.
And for that, good for you, sister. I'm so proud of you. Girl power. But you have to give credit.
Yes.
Especially to an OG like that.
Yes.
You got to give credit to the OG.
Yeah. Julia was also the first woman to be inducted into the Culinary Institute of America's Hall of Fame.
I didn't know such a thing existed.
Yeah. I wish
I'm
I could be
learning
in
so
there.
much today.
I
This is
wish
so
I could be in there.
educational.
Maybe one day, right?
Yeah, someday.
Yeah.
Is there a podcast Hall of Fame? Can we be? There is. There's a podcast awards.
There is?
There's podcast awards.
I didn't know that.
We're
Can
probably
we be
a
award?
long way off from that because there's a lot of really, really famous people ahead of us. But maybe
Yeah.
someday. Maybe someday. That's something to put out into the universe and hope that it happens.
Yeah, I hope so. So I know that we're kind of on the aspect of don't do this for like credit and trying to get money, but is there a cookbook that you would cook front to back?
Okay, this is going to sound so dorky and like I'm pandering for sponsorships, which I absolutely am. If there's anybody out there that would like their products broadcasted and advertised, let us know. But not to sell out there. We have been getting HelloFresh boxes at our house, and like my entire life,
I know. That's why I wanted to ask you this question.
My kitchen has been pretty much a decoration for a very long time in my life, but we've started getting HelloFresh boxes, and I freaking love doing that.
All you've needed is recipes.
I needed, well, not just, no. It's more than that, because I'm lazy and I won't go to the store and I won't get all of those ingredients because ain't nobody got time for that. But all of the ingredients are just brought to me with the recipe, and it's like, here you go, make this. And it's so easy and it's so fun and I love it. And my husband made one not too long ago, and even he was like, as I'm doing this, I feel like I should have like a glass of wine and some jazz music playing. I'm feeling very fancy making this.
Do you see why I love cooking so much? It's relaxing.
Yes, that part of it, but the other parts that involve finding the recipe and going to this, and that's what I hate.
Oh, I like
hate
that too.
Going to the store and hunting for like
but
this
see,
one ingredient.
I'm used to ordering my stuff and having it shipped directly to me from in the kitchen.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's stumbling up and down the grocery store for the ingredients. Like I would eventually just go, Tyson chicken tenders. Let's do that instead because they're right there and I can't find these last 3 ingredients. But it's all delivered. So yes, if HelloFresh gave me a giant cookbook and I had all the ingredients to go with it, I would cook that sumbitch from beginning to end without hesitation, easily.
So no Lay All by Anthony Bourdain, front to back.
He's a very talented individual, but unless he's going to send me the ingredients along with it.
That might be creepy because he's in the grave.
You won't let me use the preserving agent. Maybe that wouldn't have to be the case, Sandra.
Oh.
That was very in poor taste. I'm so sorry. I really just wanted to bring the preserving agent back around because I have so many questions about it.
Yeah. Maybe I'll give you a little bit of more background about what aspect it is. And show you some pictures.
I need all of you to know that when this is over, she's going to sit me down and go, the preserving agent is not formaldehyde. I need you to know that. I need you to hear me say these words. I already
said this. You cannot preserve bodies in this.
I'm not a serial killer. I just have questions. What could be preserved? So many questions.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I think we're wrapping up here. We're getting close to the end. We do need some more topic ideas. I mean, I have some, but I've been told I've been getting dark with them. So if anybody has any ideas, again, you can send us an email at
mamesispodcast@gmail.com.
Isn't it the?
No, the.
I thought the email
was the email is.
I told you these poor people. Okay. The only thing that doesn't have the before it is the website.
Yes.
So, okay, here we go. We're going to wrap this. We're going to do this one more time. The Gmail account is themamesispodcast@gmail.com. The Instagram is the Mamesis Podcast. On Facebook, it's www.facebook.com
Start that over.
www.facebook.com / the Mamesis Podcast. And our website is just mamisaspodcast.com. There we go. Send us any of the show ideas and just say hi. We want to be best friends with you guys.
Okay, so takeaway from this is Julia Childs is amazing.
She's a badass OG.
Julia Powell.
Put some respect on that name, yo.
Julia Powell rode on Julia's coattails. Please have fun when you're cooking.
Yes. Yes. HelloFresh helps if you're really bad like me. My oven has caught on fire before. That's the thing that has happened.
You have caught your oven on fire.
All right, listen, in my defense, that was not my fault.
It was not your fault.
The rubber seal around my oven hit the heating element and it went up like a Roman candle. And my oven was full out on fire and I had to get a new one. So that happened just within the last 3 months.
I know.
So yeah.
I laughed so hard when I got that text message.
No. Tell the people what you really said. What did you say to me?
I don't remember.
You said, what were you trying to cook?
That's right. What did you do?
Didn't do anything. I was preheating my oven and it gave up and chose to commit stove suicide. All right. Let's give these people a break. We've rambled on long enough.
Long enough. Okay. So got your little art quote of the day.
All right. Let's end on a beautiful Zen art quote. What do you got for us?
Eating is a necessity, but cooking is an art.
Oh, I love that. Yes, it's a good thing you can do with the people you love in your kitchen. Yes.
I can't do that with people I love in my kitchen. I get too bossy and they don't like cooking with me.
Okay, so just make it an art that you do solo instead. Until next time.
Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.